Hey everybody, this is just a short video to kind of go over the parts of the paragraph before you begin drafting. So when you go to build a paragraph, there's actually a rhyme and reason to the way you put these sentences together. And most of us don't think about it because we've been writing for so long. We just take whatever's in our brain, we put it on the page, and we hope for the best. But as you build your paragraphs, you want to think about what exactly is that paragraph talking about, because every paragraph should have a focus of a subject. The very first sentence in the paragraph is known as a topic sentence. And it does exactly that. It gives the topic for the paragraph. It's something very simple, it's very basic that you'll be building on as you add extra sentences to your paragraph. The next part of the paragraph, and this is kind of the meat of the paragraph, is the big part that you're building, is known as your supporting sentences or your supporting details. Everything that fits in that supporting detail section supports your topic sentence. It describes and explains what your subject of your paragraph is about. So I may tell you, hey, today I'm talking about parts of a paragraph. My first slide is the equivalent of a topic sentence. Then I'm going to spend the majority of my video talking about all the little pieces that build a paragraph. That's my supporting details. And at the very end, if you've never noticed with teachers, we always review what we've already done. We summarize everything that you should have gotten in the section that we're talking about. In a paragraph, that's known as your concluding sentence. And so you end a paragraph with a sentence that summarizes what that paragraph is about. Now, when you look at it in kind of these terms, you think, oh my goodness, we say kind of the same thing 3 times. I tell you what I'm going to say, then I spend a lot of time saying it, and then I summarize it at the end just to make sure you understand exactly what I was talking about. That's how you build paragraphs that are strong and clear and cohesive. Now, if you've ever heard of speed reading before, it is this technique of learning how to read crazy fast. And one of the biggest pieces of speed reading is you read the first sentence and last sentence of every paragraph. You skip all of the supporting details because you're reading the topic and the summary before moving to the next piece. And that lets you read, chapters and pages and books during a much smaller amount of time because you're getting the headlines without getting bogged down in the weeds. The last piece of a paragraph is your transition words. And usually if you think back to kind of your K-12 experience, we stuck a transition word like first, second, or third in your topic sentence, and then we added a in conclusion or in summary at the end, and we just kind of called it a day. As you start building more complicated paragraphs, you're actually going to have to choose transition words that are working for you. As we're focusing on these beginning paragraphs and we're looking at the structure and the basic pieces of it, you're going to find where transition words are put in there because I want them there. You don't necessarily have to have it in everyday conversation. But as your topics get more complicated, transition words wiggle their way in just naturally because you're trying to help the reader transition from one idea to the next. You're trying to give them a heads up. I'm about to adjust my perspective. I'm about to give you a contrast. I'm about to sum this baby up and get done with it. And that's what transition words do. They flag to the reader what's happening in that text so they can start sorting the information in a way that becomes helpful. Now, this was all in theory. Let's look at it so you can actually see it. Here's a paragraph. We start off with our topic sentence. Sometimes children must perform important tasks within the family. If you stopped right there, you know immediately what this paragraph is going to be about. It's going to be about family, children, and the the chores that they perform. If you look down into that royal blue piece, there's all of your supporting details. And you'll notice how large that is. There's no need to kind of go, how many sentences do I have to have in a paragraph? You have enough supporting details to make your point clear. And like I said, as our topics become more complicated, you're going to have to use more sentences to explain it. As your paragraphs are a bit more basic in looking at the structure, you're going to find your supporting details are a bit more simple and a bit thinner. So we go through and we talk about all the assistance children give their families. Children can be great assistants to their parents and other family members. For example, they may help by cleaning the household, washing dishes, taking care of pets, or through doing other chores. By doing these tasks, children are doing their part in the family and learning how to be responsible and prepare for life. Another example, blah, 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 blah. You can read it on the screen, but you can see how all of these sentences are working together to prove sometimes children must perform important tasks for the family. See how that backs up your topic, and everything's talking about one specific subject. Now, when you get to the bottom of the paragraph, you're going to see the purple sentence. To sum up, these chores all help the family and greatly teach children valuable life lessons. Oh, we have summed up the paragraph. We have taken it and in a new way told the reader what they're supposed to catch as they were going through that paragraph. The last thing you're going to notice is kind of the sprinkle of red throughout the page. These are your transition words. And I purposely left one off in the topic sentence because I know you know how to make that happen. I added one at the end because, my goodness, as you get done reading all of the details, it's nice to have that little red flag that says, we're almost done, we're almost done. It's the last sentence. And that's what transition words do. One is cueing you in that we're having an example. Another one is cueing you in. We're having a different example, so we're pivoting just a little bit. Finally lets you know, last detail, we're getting close to the end. To sum up, lets you know, oop, this is it, last sentence, concluding sentence, she warned me about this. And through it all, even if you start to daydream, think about the grocery list, try to plan what you're going to watch next on Netflix, your brain keeps getting zapped back into the topic, the detail you're on, and how that transition word is helping you flow through the paragraph. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen over because I want you to see what you're doing this week as you're drafting. First of all, you're going to draft your paragraph. So you're going to take your paragraph that you were brainstorming last week. You're going to look at my feedback that I have left you in the grade book, and then you're going to write a rough draft, a one-paragraph response to that prompt we've been examining. Now, here I am in English 988. I'm clicking into lessons, and we're now in Unit 1.2. We started May 24th. But if you notice right here, our drop box where you're going to turn in your assignment, you have the blue link, and these are your instructions for the assignment. And this is the important piece, because with your rough draft, one, I want you writing your paragraph, and now that you know about topic sentences, supporting details, concluding sentences, transition words, I expect it to be there. But you're also, as you go through and look at your instructions, you can see you're going to be labeling pieces. You're going to highlight the topic sentence in your body paragraph turquoise, which is the Microsoft Word color for blue. So you're going to turn it light blue. You're going to highlight all transition words in your paragraph pink. And remember, transition words will come at the beginning of your sentence. There will be a comma that comes right after it before your sentence goes on. And then you're going to highlight the concluding sentence in your body paragraph yellow. And here's the trick. If you write your paragraph and you go to label one of these and you can't find it, then simply add it so you can label it. But when you turn in this paragraph to me, there should be a blue topic sentence. There should be pink transition words. There should be a yellow concluding sentence, which means everything that's not highlighted, you're calling your supporting details. I want to check, one, that you have a strong paragraph, and two, that you're able to put those parts in the paragraph there on purpose and correctly so that we're ready in our next unit to build on it and write more than one paragraph at a time. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my screen, but I want to remind you that I am not far away. So you email me if you're having problems. You send me you call me if you're having problems. We can set up a virtual meeting or a face-to-face meeting, but you are working to write a rough draft and then label your specific parts.